Could put dinner on the table, but that new deck is here. Gotta get down to my local game store, am I right?
Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, where geeks come to geek out. Once again, I am Bozer.
I'm PK.
And today we have a very special guest with us, Brother Mishra!
Hi there.
And now, if you couldn't gather from everything on the tape, we're talking Magic the Gathering, which is super unique. I grew up playing card games, so like Yu-Gi-Oh! and
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh! I collected Pokemon cards, did nothing with them, never learned how to play.
Same. I just liked to collect them and go to those like Toys R Us Pokemon leagues and get the badges and make terrible trades that I didn't know what I'm doing, give away a holographic Mr. Mime for a Charmander.
I feel like you might have been a kid that had a Charizard, and you gave it away.
Probably did.
I was a kid with a Charizard.
You still have it?
Probably.
That is worth so much money, bro.
Because you are the type of person not to make stupid trades, and that is why you are a smart Magic the Gathering player. So before we jump into today's episode, make sure that if you like geeking out with us each and every week about anime, video games, cartoons, Marvel, DC, comics, whatever, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we geek out every single week, and we try to have a brand new guest on every week and geek out about their favorite hobbies.
So there's things like topics you want to hear about that we haven't already touched on or you'd like us to touch back on, go ahead and leave that in the comments below, or follow us on social media and tell us there.
4 Geeks by Geeks. So, Mishra, when did you first get into Magic the Gathering?
First started playing, I think I was in 4th grade. Some of my friends had some cards and they were like, hey, let's play this game. And I was like, okay, I'll buy some cards, we'll figure it out. We were not playing anywhere close to correctly, but
of course not.
It was fun trying to.
I mean, did it come with a rule book, or did you just play off the...
It came with the rule book. It was incredibly complex. It was kind of before the internet was big, so you didn't have a lot of resources.
You had to go get a book?
How things were supposed to work. You can't just look it up and say, hey, how does this card interact with this card?
Yeah.
You had to figure it out.
So you were grinding. You were playing a bunch of people. You were just figuring it out as you go.
Yeah, and we didn't play right, so you did what you did. It was fun though.
Yeah.
That's how I did it with Yu-Gi-Oh! Too. You're like, I'm just gonna play Blue Eyes White Dragon.
No consequence.
No consequence. Here we go.
But that's how it has to start.
Right, you have to get into it by breaking the rules, and then you find out that you're breaking the rules. It's like, well, I gotta get over myself.
You learn. I remember Jim Wilder. Shout out to you, my friend. Remember when we went down to Bower Street Games and we picked up a huge dual starter pack of Magic the Gathering, and one Saturday in the summer we just went to my house and we opened it all up, and at that point in my life I was not this kind of gamer. Like I said, I just had Pokemon cards, I did not play them. And after he took an hour to read the rules, I was like, Jim, I'll take my $20 back. You can keep it. And so he took the whole thing, and he probably has some massive collection by now. But
I loved playing down there. I used to play down there in high school.
Did you?
Yeah.
Shout out to
Good place.
Bower Street. Moment of silence.
Oh, do they close?
I think so.
I don't think they're there anymore. It's sad. But did you go there to kind of learn how to play?
It was after
the next step.
Really knew how to play. We do Saturday afternoons. We do some drafts with the local sets, or the current sets rather. Get so many packs, you pick a card. Drafts.
And I love drafts because you don't have to then have any of your own good cards. It's like a level playing field.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, kind of level, because if you and I went to the draft, we'll get swamped on because we don't know what we're trying to collect.
What do you which card to pick? Because there's definitely going to be better cards in each pack.
Oh yeah, and so you're like, what should I get?
Where are the red ones? Where are the red ones?
Look at this really cool land here. I'll take that.
This one's shiny. I'll take it.
That would be you, just which one looks rare and collectible?
I'm gonna lose today, but I get to keep these.
Well, sometimes you do that too.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not getting a good deck, some people would just rare draft and they just take the rare card, whatever it is, just because they're trying to build their collection.
I'm not here to win. I'm here to collect cards, and I can't afford this many.
Yeah, because these can run a pretty penny, right? Especially the vintage ones from '93. If you have those today, I was watching a video today And he was talking about, I can't remember the card specifically, but it was showing the price tag on eBay. You could put a down payment on a house.
Oh, definitely.
Do you have any, like, what's like your most expensive card? Would you know that off the top of your head?
I would guess around $100. I've had a few that I've sold for $100 each over the years. But
When you couldn't buy groceries, you just went to your Magic collection.
no, I sold them and bought new computer monitors for.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, hey, this one buys a computer monitor. Okay, well, that's that, and I've got two. Should be okay.
So you can play Magic the Gathering online.
Yeah, and there's like apps and like websites that are dedicated just to this.
Yeah.
My buddy at work, I don't know if he watches this or he does. He was showing me. He was like I have this card. You can put your whole catalog in, and like I have this card. I could sell this card right now, and it's like watching the stock market, but with like Magic cards. Because if you hold on to it, the value will change drastically between a day to a day. Like, oh, a lot of people really need this card. There's a rarity to it. Let's put it in. That plays really well, and then tomorrow they're like, hey, new deck. I'm like, oh, this means nothing.
Yeah.
Next set comes out. That card's reprinted. Oh, value is just plummeted because there's going to be more.
Right. So
that's
Or,
what we're talking about.
Like you said, new deck comes out. Suddenly everybody wants that card.
the
50-cent card goes to $20 card.
Truth. And earlier off camera we were talking about like just the standard way to play is kind of not the most cost effective way because you just are always farming and paying tons of money to get that one card that you are going to need now that may not last.
Right. That's kind of why I have slowly been working my way out. Is just a lot of money is involved, and there's only so much money to go around, so
see,
something had to give.
You're like, could put dinner on the table, but that new deck is here. Gotta get down to my local game store, am I right?
Sorry, little Lorraine. Go pick some berries tonight. Papa's eating Magic cards.
Please, Dad, can I have some more? Oh, there's no more, honey. We bought Magic cards.
I've got 3 more packs for you. Help me open them.
It's like, hi, let's play Magic tonight, but I want to eat. No.
I wonder how many people are like in therapy now because they had like rough childhoods because their parents had like Magic card addictions.
Like an AA meeting.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Jim. And,
Hi, Jim.
My dad had a crippling addiction to Magic. Like, to the point where...
Why are you at the meeting if your dad had the addiction?
Why? I thought, like, you said, like, the kids...
He's passed it on to the children.
It was like, yeah,
They had to go with.
we went bankrupt. He sold the house. Never gave up the craft. And that just...
And now I
passed
drink.
on to me.
So, I'm the AA.
It's like, I drink and play. I'm going to AA directly after this. Actually, you guys will leave. It's actually in this room. You'll leave. I stay here. It's a whole process. It's a real Thursday for me.
It can be very addicting, though. I mean, especially when there's that money card in the set, and you're going, "Hey, I need 4 of these." So you're going around to all these stores trying to find the packs of cards, and all of a sudden you find something. You're like, "How many packs do I buy?" They actually have some in stock. Do I do 3? They've got 10 here, or do I just take everything that they have?
Right.
And then you don't get the card, and you're going, well, geez, now how much money did I just waste?
Is that your story? Like, were you in that position?
Oh, been there, done that.
Can we play like some sad melody? Like,
I wish we had some like stock footage of that. Or like, so you said that you've kind of been tapering off how your involvement in the game, but for those fans that don't know, this is actually my wife's husband. This is my brother-in-law.
Yep.
And really, you have taught me most about Magic because before you was Jim Wilder and our box. So
that's been like
a long time.
Long time.
And since then, I've gotten a way more appreciation for this style of gaming. And so you and I played like on spring break. We go to wherever we went, Myrtle Beach, and we were just skipping the beach and playing Magic inside. But you were talking to me then about how there was a time when you were super addicted. So when was that?
Probably high school. Yeah, probably junior, senior year of high school. Just playing a lot of Friday Night Magic, a lot of drafting on Saturdays. I never got into the whole tournament scene as far as like traveling to like Chicago or Indy to play in a tournament. I just really didn't want to devote that much time to it, which was probably in my best interest.
He was good enough. Just didn't want to devote the time.
It's like the people who play Overwatch, like, I don't do competitive, but like I really like the way it feels, so I'll just keep playing.
Well, and in order to really truly be competitive, you've got to have a variety of decks and be constantly playtesting them against other decks, so you know when you go to that tournament how you're going to interact with that opponent as they play. You have to have a strategy already created for as many situations as you possibly can.
So this is a very, very strategic game.
Oh, definitely.
For sure, okay.
Yeah, I was. There was this Pro Tour winner, and he was talking. He was really young, like 18, and he was saying he basically dropped out of school, or he had to, like, I don't know, he had to pay for it and do it. Maybe it was like a college class or something. But he's like, it was really hard to do that while like practicing my Magic because he put all that time into the playtesting.
Yeah, you have to.
Oy.
So it's kind of like a terrible analogy, but like, you know, when you're a band in high school or whatever, like you're like, I'm gonna make it big, but you kind of have to make the decision of like, it's conscious effort. Like, do I not go to college and put my all in this and hope it doesn't fail, or do I take a safe route? So it's a very risky move, right? Would you agree? Like the odds of you getting big in Magic, like what are the odds if you had a guess?
It's like NBA kind of thing, or is it?
I feel like it's more common. I mean,
so more common than like professional sports, but like it's not really like an e-sport, but like would you put it in that same category? Of, like,
I would say it's pretty similar.
Because I mean, even getting into esports is incredibly difficult. Yeah. Like you have to put a ton of time and dedication. Like I couldn't touch most of the people in the Overwatch league.
Nope. Well, y'all saw my skills.
Well, blindfolded, so
there's not much of a difference. Let's be honest. But so when you were in high school and you were super addicted, like, can you tell us exactly what geeked you out about Magic? What did you connect with specifically?
I think it was a fun game to play, and back then, the only games I really knew of were your typical, like, your Monopoly, your Sorry, all your normal board games. So Magic was a lot more complex, and I think it was just the complexity that really drew me in.
Because you had this or, like, Risk.
Yeah.
Was the most complex game at the time.
Well,
I love Risk.
Axis and Allies was probably the only other thing that we played that was
Oh yeah, they had like really intense like minis, didn't it? If I remember right, like there was like planes and like soldiers, and they all have you seen it?
In a box.
No, it's
fun
crazy.
game that takes like
6 to 8
hours, like forever to play.
Yeah, it's intense. Like
I have it. We
like
can play.
maneuver.
Okay, I gotta play Gloomhaven.
Yes.
Oh yes,
I haven't played Gloomhaven so.
Let me know.
Yes.
Watch your future episodes when we're at his house playing Gloomhaven.
Yeah, that one has always been very interesting to me.
But that is really kind of cool that before, like, I probably can't see, I don't have that many games down here, but the tabletop gaming scene has just exploded. Right? You've got Gen Con, you've got things that people will spend all kinds of money on, and
Kickstarters. Tons of
Kickstarters! And,
oh yeah. Don't tell me about Kickstarters.
That's your new addiction,
Hi.
right?
Yeah.
Welcome back to Fortnite Spy Geeks. Today we're talking about Kickstarters.
And Magic was there before it had the popularity. Mm-hmm. So it's really climbed to the top, and now it's one of the most popular trading card games. There's, millions upon millions and millions of people that are playing worldwide.
Well, you know, the craziest thing is when this game was created, so it's based off Dungeons and Dragons. Like the guys.
Is it really?
The guys who created Magic: The Gathering, like the main five is Jace. You know what I'm talking about? Like the main five.
Oh, Planeswalkers from the newer.
Yes.
Jace, Nissa.
They were the original creators, D&D characters that they had in their campaign.
Shut up! So in 2003, was it 2003 when they?
I was gonna say that was
the Planeswalkers.
2000s. Those guys would have been what? That's when I stopped playing a bit, so probably 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was kind of explained to me recently. Like the Magic kind of came out of like they really like D&D. They started playing it, started creating the characters, and then that's why Wizards of the West Coast ended up taking it up. Like they're like, we can back this. So
Critters, if you're out there, or just Dungeons and Dragons fans, let's not limit you to Critters.
Yeah,
let us know in the comments below. I'm just on a Critical Role stream right now.
I'm like a Harmony Quest fan, so.
Oh, okay.
I love Harmony Quest. I mean, I love Critical Role too. Like I watch them both.
We don't discriminate. It's Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons is Dungeons and Dragons. Not that that's what this episode's about. So,
Kind
of is.
But so it's super popular. It's so popular that now the Russo brothers are taking it and they're executive producing a TV series.
It's an anime on Netflix, I think. Isn't that right?
No, it's good. I don't
Live
think
action?
it's going to be an anime. I think it's going to be live action.
Oh, I thought it was animated.
Is it really?
I thought it was.
Keep talking. I got it.
I don't know.
I was just watching. The Nerdist has a video they just released recently.
I love the Nerdist.
And she was talking about the Russos that are taking this mantle of doing this show, and they are actually Magic players themselves. They said they've been a fan since the conception of the game, so you know that they're going to handle it with kid gloves. It's going to be animated?
Netflix is working on a Magic the Gathering anime series, so we're talking like potentially like Japanese like Aesop.
Okay, but I look at that picture.
That's CGI at best.
I'm talking about this picture. I thought that was like a real person with just like CGI.
No, that's just kind of where like anime is gone. Like,
okay.
Again, not the point of the episode. So straight.
Well, it is if it's a Magic the Gathering anime.
That's true.
So is that something like you would watch?
Oh, definitely. I've been wanting some sort of either movie or series or something for years.
Well, I saw that was something else. Like when I looked it up, and this has been like they talk to people have even like created their own like fan animes or like fan like mangas and animes because they're like, this is what this series deserves because they have an extensive world created just within the cards.
Yes.
So there's storytelling happening just in a deck of cards, which is incredible.
Can we just talk about the artwork for a second?
Amazing.
So good.
Just the detail that goes into every single card, even the vintage ones to today. Like I really do like the vintage, like because it's so 80s. It just like reminds you of every.
You can definitely see the
D&D
difference.
fantasy. Yeah.
As time has gone, the style of the artwork has changed.
Right. My only hope is that like they're gonna do a story about the world that Magic the Gathering has created, not like these are people playing Magic the Gathering like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I don't want like this is them playing and like what if Magic had that next level intensity? Mm-hmm. I want it to be like, hey, we're going into the world of Magic the Gathering.
From what I've read,
the stories of what's already there.
Like taking the lore that they have.
There is all of the backstory and the lore are already there.
Right.
From what I've seen, that seems like what they're trying to do. Like the main character's going to be some planeswalkers. And like they're going to be wizards, they'll have their own personal agendas, and it's going to kind of follow their stories.
So I wonder if they will take the 5 original like planeswalkers and like follow maybe their D&D campaign that they've created, or that they created all these people from. Because I know that was what they were really excited about. Like they were finally able to bring their D&D characters into the game that they love so much.
That is so cool. I'm just so glad that Magic the Gathering it's not just recently gotten the respect. It's had the respect, but I think this show is just going to launch it and get a whole new fan base that really the game deserves because they put so much thought. The cards themselves, like the intricacies of the details, I'm still at a place where I have to read carefully every single one, and just to put that much thought into it is insane to me.
And you have to, like I said, I think we mentioned this off camera, like in the original there's 8 banned cards. There's a decent amount of banned cards because he didn't think about the balance of the game when it was created. Now that there's so many cards, you have to think about how they work with each other. Like, how can you like create this symphony of moves to like make it work in your favor?
Mm-hmm.
And with thousands and thousands of cards, trying to make each card not completely unbroken with one other card from a set 10 years ago.
Right.
Incredibly difficult.
Well, think about like the tweaking that a video game has to do when they put out new content, and they put like 5. Like Destiny 2 is a perfect example. They put 10 new weapons out, and they're like, "Oh, we have to modify these entirely." Overwatch did the same thing with their characters.
Yeah,
thousands of cards that they have to do, and they're live printed. So how do they control the chaos? So they give almost like a constant concept of the catalog, which might be why they do
they have a banned and restricted list, especially in standard specifically. Well, and I guess in all this different
like standard,
formats.
Modern, all the formats you can do.
Like standard, at one point they had certain cards that were just only being used in every single deck, and if you used that card in your deck, you were going to do better than others. So
it had to be banned. Like,
okay,
it's not fair that you got that card.
Yeah.
Right?
So do they ban them just with like this? you have to play with cards within like these certain series kind of in the tournaments, or
It's more like this card is overpowered. You're
it's
not
just
allowed to
removed
have it.
completely from
Yeah.
gameplay?
You're not allowed to have it in game. You can like
You
when you're
can't
just
have it
out
in
with
your deck.
friends,
That's sad.
but in
In-
tournament form, you
Right.
cannot play that card.
Oh.
It's the same. Like I said, every card game has that. Like Yu-Gi-Oh has like Pot of Greed. I think is banned. Monster
I
Reborn
remember that
is
from the
banned.
anime.
Right. They also have a decent amount of banned cards because it gives you such an unfair advantage. And like I think Monster Reborn was the big one. They actually had to change the card so it wasn't as because Monster Reborn is like if you killed my Blue Eyes White Dragon and I kept summoning them, I could pull down 3 Monster Reborns. Doesn't matter if I special summon them. Now they're back on the board.
Yeah.
And now I can sweep you.
That's awesome. Well, do you have any favorite cards or any cards that you just really like to play with?
Speaking of cards,
Got a few. It just kind of depends on what I'm playing. About the only decks I've stuck with now have just been commander decks, and one that I always just thought was fun was, and I don't know if you can see it, Doran the Siege Tower. And I just like him because he just basically flips your power and toughness. So instead of trying to fight creatures with your power, you're now dealing damage based on your toughness. So I always just thought that was really unique in trying to build a whole deck.
I
around
feel like
that.
you've absolutely used this against me a couple times because he's a 0/5. So when he flips,
So you think he's worthless, but he's essentially becomes a 5/5, which is pretty decent for three mana.
do you remember what deck or what series you got that out of? It was a relatively newer one, wasn't it?
No, that one's
Oh, I
That
feel like that was
one's
one that we
backwards.
pulled out of some boosters in Myrtle Beach.
That's Lorwyn. That's actually from when I had not really been playing as much.
I can name it that next one. I like the look of that, I guess.
I always liked Platinum Angel. That was always fun. Just you get a card out. Hey, as long as the angel's out, you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win. So until you deal with it, I'm just gonna sit here and you're gonna have to find a way to deal with it.
Prolong the game for
Yeah,
like
and it's
20
flying,
hours.
so if you don't have
With
to take
flying.
out flying.
Reach, yeah.
Right. So you've got just different ways to do it. Another one was this, and I was never really sure on how to pronounce it, if it was Valakut or Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle.
Go ahead and hold it up here for a minute.
Fun land. Once you got so many mountains in play, every time you played a mountain, it was going to throw 3 damage at something.
Ooh.
Which was always a lot of fun, because then you just build around it and you're just like, hey, I'm going to play a land. Now I'm dealing damage to everything. So that was always fun.
This also looks familiar to me.
I
got
got
a
like
whole deck around that.
PTSD about it. Like you're just like, oh,
Oh, not that.
I was once defeated by this one, and I remember the day like a Monday.
He's buzzing with fire. You killed my deck. Prepare to die.
But yeah, it's hard to pick a specific card that would be your favorite. There's a lot of fun cards and different strategies behind them.
Because they all play so
Oh,
differently with each other.
Right.
So, cool. Well, let us know below in the comments. Do you have a favorite card? What do you specifically love about Magic the Gathering as opposed to other games that you play?
Yeah, and let us know your obsessions and all that fun stuff. And keep an eye out this week. We've got more Magic the Gathering coming your way. But until then, I'm PK.
And I'm Bozer.
And I'm Mishra.
And you guys just keep geeking out. See you next time. That's it.
You know,
Easy.
have you seen? Well, you probably haven't. Have you seen John Wick?